If you are like over 110 million other people, you were probably tuned in to see this score. You were also likely tuned in for this score. The question of what happened before, in between, and after has been answered a million times. Actually, 139 million times. That's the number 139 with 6 zeros after it. A quick Google search of 4 simple characters creates that 139 million results. Put simply, the Atlanta Falcons had the largest lead in Super Bowl history and squandered it away. However, this is not the story of what happened involving the game. This is a story of two communities that were put at odds over the game. Two communities that have had incredibly different success in that game. Two communities that ended up having to deal with vastly different outcomes. This is the story of the total impact of Super Bowl 51. Produced by me, Joseph Copshow, featuring interviews from Kevin Duffy and Orlando Ledbetter, as well as interviews of fans of the game. Do you remember the energy around the room before the game started, and maybe even in your family or just around the area in the weeks coming up to it?
Oh, it was crazy. Everyone was going crazy about the Falcons. The Falcons are gonna win. The Falcons deserve this. They've never had it. They've never even been to a Super Bowl before. And then of course the stigma just behind Tom Brady of just.
If the Falcons won, do you think it would have been more important to their history, or is that trophy more important to the Patriots' history?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say it would be more important. The Falcons never won a Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I would say it would be more important to the Falcons' history.
Expected to win, but do you think the popular community vote wanted the Falcons to win due to the Patriots' history?
Yeah, it's the old Cowboys and Indians deal. They were the good guys. They were the Cowboys in this one. I did sense that the public was like, we're tired of them. Need a breath of fresh air. It was just a matter of, I did pregame interviews with WEEI in Boston with Tom Curran, did one with Zach. I was like, hey, this defense got 7 guys in their first and second year starting in the league. They're going to jump on Tom Brady because they're going to go after him. But can they sustain it?
We all know the Falcons couldn't sustain it. But the real question is, how do 3 people who all have completely different points of view agree that this Super Bowl was more important to the Falcons? The main answer is due to the success differences between the two franchises. The Patriots have been wildly more successful than the Falcons since the Falcons' inaugural season in 1966 up until the start of 2015. You can see the stark differences in winning tendencies in the graphics down below. To put it simply, the Patriots are much better in playoff wins and all-time wins than the Falcons are. The Falcons and their fans were used to losing, and yet Atlanta residents kept up hope. All 32 NFL teams started tracking attendance in 2008. According to the NFL's own database of attendance, between 2008 and 2015, the Falcons' home games averaged over 70,000 fans 4 times. Known sports hubs, including New England, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh, combined to reach that average 0 times. The Falcons mean a lot to the city of Atlanta and are even present in the food and music culture.
Catching passes with them birds, yeah, that Roddy White. Money, baby, we get it all. Touchdown with that dirty bird like I'm Jamal. Reminiscing in the kitchen like, I wonder when them Braves gon' win it. I wonder when them Falcons gon' get here.
So it's clear to see that the Falcons meant a lot to the Atlanta community. Even in the background of this video, I've been playing tape of the Atlanta Falcons fans' reaction to losing the Super Bowl. It looks like their heart has been ripped out of their chest as they try and cope with the Super Bowl loss. All of this shows how much the Falcons mean to the community. But what did the rest of the residents of the United States think about the Super Bowl? Well, polling done before the Super Bowl began showed that most fans wanted the Falcons to win, even though they thought the Patriots would win. Furthermore, 21% of those polled said that the Patriots were their most hated team in the NFL, by far the largest percentage in the poll. So it's clear to see this Super Bowl meant a lot to the Falcons, and the Super Bowl loss hurt. But what was the total impact of the loss on the Atlanta community? And what was the total impact of the win on the Patriots community?
I really believe that Belichick wanted to pivot to Garoppolo. They really, really liked him. They believed in him. And it was that season, actually, that Brady had been suspended 4 games, and Garoppolo, started the first two because he got hurt. But he looked really, really good. And I think Belichick wanted to move to him. But after Brady won that Super Bowl against the Falcons, and then was MVP that year, I think they couldn't do it. They had to stick with Brady for a couple more years, and that meant.
In retrospect, I think it's 4 years in there now. It's 5 straight losing years, and I think one was 17 the last year or the first year. I don't remember. But yeah, I haven't been in the stadium. Well, then you have the pandemic too, where it was empty for a season. But I haven't been at a Falcons game where it is been sold out and it's been loud and crazy.
A lot of changes, like a lot of changes were made after that Super Bowl, and they just keep happening with head coaches getting fired and offensive coordinators getting changed around and just different things, as well as literally we don't really have a stable quarterback at all right now.
The 2017 Super Bowl placed the Patriots as the greatest dynasty in the NFL's long history. According to Kevin Duffy, while the trophy would have meant more if it went to the Falcons, the Patriots winning the 2017 Super Bowl cemented themselves as the greatest dynasty in NFL history. You can read more about the Patriots dynasty in the graphic. Furthermore, Kevin Duffy believes that the Super Bowl made Tom Brady stay a Patriot a couple more years, which would result in another Super Bowl 2 years later. That's 6 Super Bowls in less than 20 years. As for the Falcons, they would make the playoffs the next year in 2018. However, since then they've had 5 losing seasons, including one of the longest playoff droughts in the current NFL landscape. In conclusion, the 2017 Super Bowl was of the utmost importance to the Falcons fans, and was just another notch on the belt for the Patriots. However, that notch on the belt put the Patriots down as one of the best sports franchises of all time, and since then, the Falcons have been drowning, looking for anyone to save them. The 2017 Super Bowl wasn't just a game. It was a clash of all the hearts of one community versus another community's chance to go down in the history books forever. One community was left heartbroken, and will read about the other community until the end of time. If the Falcons have won, would the Super Bowl have meant more than if the Patriots had
Oh,
won?
absolutely. Yes.
Not a doubt in your mind.
Not a single doubt in my mind, because the Falcons have never won one.
Correct.
So it's this would be, it'd literally be history.